Hello, my beloved Scorpios. This is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I am really glad to have you guys here with me today. Okay, I got a couple introductions before I get into like kind of a badass channeled message that I have for you guys right now. This is your new moon in Aries tarot card reading. The period I'm aiming this at is March 24th through April 6th, so it is going to be timeless. So if you find this message and it resonates with you, go with it. All right. This time that I'm delivering this message, oh my Lord, these are some crazy times we live in. There's a lot of changes going on. A lot of energy shifts, a lot of sudden and dramatic unexpected changes to our daily lives. All right, you know we're all going through this right now. I did a couple of interactive tarot card readings for you guys, so pick a piles. One is about love, one is dealing with the sudden changes brought into your life by the COVID response that's going on around the world right now. And then my hope was today that we could just focus on messages of empowerment. All right. So with the new moon in Aries and the sun just entering Aries, happy astrological new year to you all. By the way, thank you for being here. If you are new, then welcome. I get these readings out to you every new and full moon and then a few occasions in between. So definitely poke around if this is not your reading. But here's what I'm about to say about all this Aries energy. Plus Mars, which is a co-ruler of Scorpio and the ruler of Aries, is going through some really significant contacts during this lunar period with Jupiter. Actually just met up with Jupiter last week, but meeting up with Saturn, meeting up with Pluto. So there's definitely a ton of assertive energy in the air that can be taken advantage of at this time. All right. So in other words, this is a time for opportunities. The reading that I'm like an opportunity to kind of shape what your new normal is going to look like. All right. Don't wait around for that script to be written for you. Pick up the pen and start writing right now, because you guys have some major manifestation energy surrounding you at this time. Okay. So before I talk about the reading I'm going to do for you, let me talk about this channeled message. Did you guys ever watch Game of Thrones? Okay. It's a Scorpio kind of thing. Like, I think Scorpios would be into Game of Thrones. All right. If you need something to do with all of your time, that will, I mean, that'll do it. Okay. Get access to Game of Thrones. Watch them all. Okay. There's this moment where there's this character. I'm talking about Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, if you will. All right. Who does he even say this to? There's this moment and nobody's around. I think maybe it's even Ned Stark. I don't remember. But he says the words, "Chaos is a ladder." Chaos is a ladder. And actually that's a really important quote that's tied to that character, because in a later season there's this other character, Bran, who's got his clairvoyance, and he straight up looks at Littlefinger in the eye and says, "Chaos is a ladder," exposes him for somebody who is taking advantage of a chaotic situation that he himself had created in order to advance. You guys did not create this situation, but there is a lot of chaos in the environment right now, and Scorpios are strategists. Okay, Aries energy is like the soldier that's ready to go to war. Scorpio is the general that has been there. They have seen things, but it has made them wise. All right. So you guys know that this is some serious times, that there's a lot of changes going on, but probably already thinking about how you can use this period of instability to your advantage. And there's not anything wrong with that. All right. That is a typically Scorpio way of dealing with this situation. And honestly, you guys, you got to do you. We all have to be looking out for ourselves. And of course, humanity at this time. All right. So keep yourselves home. Don't be a carrier. Take really good care of yourselves. All right. Here's what I'm doing with this reading today. I'm going to be using the John D. Oracle deck to do, it's not a typical tarot reading. It is an Oracle reading. It comes out of this here book. that came along with the John D Oracle. You can see the reflection of my computer and my phone and the light all at once. Okay, so anyways, I chose this one because it looks at different areas of life. Okay, work and influences, health and well-being, intention and direction, and then love and inspiration. I've used this deck on my channel before, and I've talked about the history of it. I'm a big history buff, but I'm not going to go into it at this time. I'm just going to say that I have adapted this reading for my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, for all my readings this time around, to create a message of clarity, comfort, hope, healing, and most of all, empowerment. All right, so depending on where the card falls in one of these areas of life, I didn't even say them all. Work and influences, health and well-being, intention and direction, and then love and inspiration. So depending on where the card falls, it has a different interpretation, but it also offers a different question that we can ask ourselves this time to shape how we choose to move forward. All right, so at the center of that reading, and each of those cards, by the way, I will clarify with tarot. At the center of this reading, we do have, sorry guys, I'm like super thirsty. At the center of this reading, we have, typically it would be another John D Oracle card, but I'm using the Vintage Wisdom Oracle to kind of see where is your center right now. How can you find your center? How can you find harmony within this chaos at this time? All right. So before I get into it, it is a general tarot card reading. If the whole thing doesn't resonate with you, please take with it the parts that do. All right. So use your own intuition to guide you in which messages are in fact yours, because I really want to help as many people as I can right now. All right. Definitely check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, as well as the astro forecast for this time period. It's going to kind of, again, look at how we can start to take advantage of this instability, of the unknowing, and begin to really like write our own futures rather than waiting for them to be written for us. All right, I'm down with those vibes, and I have a feeling my Scorpio friends are as well. So I'm calling now upon divine spirits of love and light, archangels, ancestors, allies, and guides in order to help us deliver an empowering message for our Scorpios today. Where can Scorpios find their center at this time? Discernment. I told you guys, you're strategizing. Your discernment. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. You know what? Scorpio does it all at some point, okay? There's a lot of thoughts. Okay, Scorpio has a way to look at like kind of a terrifying situation and see the opportunity in it. There's also sanctuary. All right. So for some of you guys, removing yourself from the daily hustle and bustle has actually been something really positive for you. Scorpios are very highly intuitive, very sensitive and empathic to others' emotions. And so it's really, really quite possible that getting some time to yourself is helping you to clear your mind and make some decisions at this time. I love this card. Pardon me, please. Because if you look at the halos of these three little girls, they're doing, like I said, they hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. But we have a compass here. We have a map of the world over here. And then this is a map of the zodiac. So it kind of represents your direction. It represents where you've been, where you want to be. And it also represents your destiny in a certain sort of way. All right. So you're using all of this inner knowing that you have to make decisions about how you want to handle the situation going forward. All right. I love it. I love it. All right, so we're going to go to the John D Oracle now, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out a card for each of those 4 areas of life. I'm going to go to the book, clarify each one before I dig into it a little deeper with the tarot, and then we are going to end with a self-care card for my beloved Scorpios today. All right, so let's take a peek at what's going on with work and external influences. You guys, this top of the reading has kind of ended up shaping a lot of the others. And Herodotus, you guys, I have to like really get into who he is now, because he was an ancient historian. He is the green historian. There are 8 different archetypes from the Renaissance medieval world, the Renaissance world, really. The historian is all about finding patterns. He has shown up in, this is the 5th reading I've done today. He's been here in 3 or 4 of them, but he's showing up in different positions. So like I said, there's a different interpretation depending on what position he shows up in. But he was a Greek historian. And I think he read about the Peloponnesian Wars. Now I'm starting to channel like what I actually know about him. All right, let's take a peek at, by the way, each of these 4 areas of life are associated with a compass direction and an archangel. So this is the Oracle of the North, guarded by the Archangel Uriel. I'm calling now upon Archangel Raphael. Ooh, there he goes. Gerardus Mercator, the green geographer. This is in the area of health and well-being. Geographers are about journeys. All right. I'm calling now upon Archangel Michael, guardian of the Oracle of the South. This is going to talk to us about your intentions and directions at this time, you guys. Why do I get this really exciting feeling right now? Archangel Michael and your Sword of Truth. Give us a good starting point for this message. Dudes, maybe Cancer just got this. Okay, you got the Magus, Merlin, Silver Magician. I forgot what the message is already, but that's for intention and direction. Now we're calling upon Archangel Gabriel to peek into love and inspiration. We have the green astrologer. Astrologer is about looking towards the future. So I'm going to get into each of these, and then I'm going to clarify with the Crow Tarot. All right. So beginning up at the top with the green historian, once again, the Tower of the North is about work and external influences. All right. So when this card shows up in the North position, in this position, this is Herodotus. Here's what we say. If you look, oh, pardon me, boop. I gotta say the words right. If you find yourself looking for ways to build bridges between one idea or situation and another, i.e. where you are now or where you have been and where you want to go, look for tried and tested means of working. Events aren't redundant just because they took place in the past. If you can't see the wood for the trees, this doesn't mean there's no solution. Try relating the events to yourself as a story. Watch out for points of influence and overlap. So here's the question that Archangel Uriel has for us. How does the current situation reflect older experiences? Ooh, have you guys been in a situation like this before? Interesting. All right. I'm feeling like a sudden, I'm getting a physical message here, you guys, where my temples are kind of tight. And this is a feeling that I get when I know that I've got a really blocked third eye chakra, which means I'm not seeing the bigger picture. I'm not seeing how this part of my life actually is part of like what the historians are looking for, a larger pattern. Okay, so really stop and look back at the narrative of your life. And let me see that question again. How does the current situation reflect prior experiences? All right. Thank you, divine spirits of love and light, archangels, ancestors, allies, and guides. And we are clarifying this with the Crow Tarot. I've got energies going on in here like the Empress, the Star. These are energies that are very, very fertile, that are abundant, that are all about renewal and creation. I really, really am excited about that. So let's take a peek. Let's clarify the green historian, please, or give some insight into answering this question. How does the current experience reflect the past? I've got 3 here. I feel like they're very low energy though. They didn't jump out. I'm gonna wait till I get some that do. Whoops. Well, this one's definitely jumping. The Hermit is about going within. So that's where you got to go, obviously, to find these answers. Oof. All right. So here's the feeling I'm getting, you guys, because I have an Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of this. All right. When you go within, there's definitely a sense of loss here, because we have the 3 of Swords. And then we have the Star card reversed. All right. So this is a sense of hopelessness, a sense of really being in this on your own, and losing sight of hope for the future. But what the message that I'm getting is, you've been in this exact position before, and you know the way out. You know how to turn this pentacle upside down, how to turn this into an opportunity. You've been here before. That's the exact energy that I'm getting right now. You've gone within, you're feeling hurt, or that you've lost something. There's a definite sense of loss here, and you're not seeing it from a hopeful perspective. But what you're being asked to do, this is work and outside influences, is look at how this has come up in the past. You know what situation this is. We have the Sun, so really looking within. It's going to help you, your sense of self-acceptance. All right, because I get the feeling that some of you guys are not feeling super empowered by whatever this situation is. I'm going to read that again, and then I'm actually going to draw one more card. Can I get one more card for the Tower of the North, please? From Archangel Uriel. If you find yourself looking for ways to build bridges between one idea or situation to another, so I feel like you're trying to get from one status quo to another, or from this place of loss to a place of non-loss, if that makes sense. Look for tried and tested means of working. What worked for you last time that can work for you again. Just do what you did before. There is no need to overthink this. Okay? Try relating the events to yourself as a story. Watch out for points of influence. And y'all know this. I'm not going to crack this nut. This is your nut to crack, if you will. Okay? Yes, it's about, you guys are in a state of self-sabotage right now. There's some way your stuckness is just in your thoughts. It's just in your thoughts right now. You're looking at this situation and you're seeing it as a no-win situation. You're not seeing any hope. Boop, that's what I said. But look to the past and you will find exactly what you need. Remember how there was that Ace of Pentacles reversed when we started talking about this? This is this spark of inspiration that comes along. You're like, oh my gosh, all you gotta do is keep following that yellow brick road. Keep going towards the Emerald City. All right? That's the energy I'm getting there. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Green Geographer. This is in the East. Guided by Archangel Raphael, and this has to do with health and well-being. So like I said before, the Geographer is about journeys. So I'm really interested in how this message will come out. When this guy, Gerardus Mercator, He was the first person to like really make a globe. So he's kind of like good at being a geographer. All right. When he shows up in East, oof, you guys, how real is this right now? Circumstances can change overnight, and you may find yourself uncertain of what direction or action to take next. Try to be prepared for all eventualities by looking ahead and by being aware of your inner health. Quality of life can be affected by a number of things, but if you remain alert, you will be able to overcome most obstacles in your path. Raphael asks, how do you stay in tune with yourself? Because you guys, this is the key to overcoming this. You have to go within because you're not seeing this little star, this little light that shines in you, Scorpio. Yeah, because you got a lot. You've got... Everybody has this shadow side, and the Scorpios is like vast. And Scorpio doesn't really mind spending time there a lot of times, okay? But sometimes spending too much time in that shadow side is what enables self-sabotage, all right? So don't forget about that beautiful light that shines inside of all of you. And right now there's something standing in the way, and I have a feeling it's pain. All right. All right. I just need one more shuffle on this. And let's peek at that again. How can you stay in tune with yourself? All right. So focusing on, and I am going to end this reading with, oops, that's coming out, with a self-care card. A card from my self-care deck. You guys, yeah, this Ace of Cups, this is some sort of okay. It's some sort of loss of emotional fulfillment, an outlet for emotional fulfillment. And the thing is, because you've lost that one outlet, you've kind of turned off the faucet. You need to let your emotions continue to flow. You can't just shut them down and guard yourself from everything around you. This is the Wounded Warrior card, the Nine of Wands, okay? So make sure that you're allowing yourself some space from which you can begin to let your emotions flow. I need one more. Ooh, and you know what? I'm going to take that as part of the message. Because emotional healing and mental healing is really what's needed at this time, okay? We got the moon reversed. Yeah, you got to be able to get into your own psychic space right now. But let me tell you about this, because I think this is just our message. This was on the bottom of the deck, and I took it as a part of our message. This Six of Cups, usually it's this guy in a boat, and he's rowing some people. Maybe they're refugees. Maybe it's his family. I don't know. Rowing people across from tumultuous water, from emotional and mental turmoil to calmer place. All right. So that's what you guys are in the process of doing. This guy just wants to fly away, but you can't. You have to actually travel across the water here, because this water is your emotions. You have to feel the feelings, Scorpio. You've got to go ahead, turn the faucet back on. All right. What they're showing me is if you leave, okay, you know how like if you turn off a hose, you leave a hose off for too long and there's still water in it, it will actually begin to rust. Not hose, but like a faucet. I don't know, you guys. It's a vague memory of an understanding of the way that this works, okay? So say you have like this metal spigot and there's water trapped in it, and you block the water from leaving, it's going to corrode that metal and it's going to rust. So the next time you come across something that makes you want to open up that faucet and let those feelings flow, it's this dirty, rusty, nasty water. You've got to keep it flowing. Also, you know how in the wintertime, you have to, sometimes it gets so cold, you have to leave your faucet running at night so the pipes don't freeze up. Don't let your pipes freeze up right now, Scorpio. There's so much chaos and unknowingness going on. You're going to take control of it. I promise you, we're getting there. All right. But don't let that sabotage, don't let that get you in this frozen, locked down state. You are practicing discernment, but don't do it to such a point that you're not listening to your freaking heart, okay? Because your emotions have really important information for you. I feel like we've had this conversation before. Maybe that's with my Virgos and other earth signs, all right? So I'm going to go to the Silver Magus now. All right, so this is about intentions and directions. The Magus, also known, it's like a magician, right? He's all about creating. All right, so this is Merlin, the magician from the Arthurian legend. Arthurian, if you will. Okay, when he shows up in the south, here is what he is. Ooh, I remember this came up for another card. Recognizing the true direction in which you want to move can sometimes be harder than expected. You may find yourself traveling, y'all, just like you right now, on a road you would rather not be on. It can be difficult to switch direction, especially later in life. But your innate abilities of perception and balance are such that if you take time to consider your options, you may find the road before you opening up and hitherto unseen paths branching into fresh pastures. The other reason why this Ace of Cups reverse is there's a tremendous amount of love that is potentially available to you, but I feel like you guys are not taking advantage of it. You've shut things down and you're really, really missing out if you choose to stay in that space, okay? So thinking about your direction moving forward, the question that Archangel Michael asks is, how did you come to be on this path? How did you come to be on this path that you are right now? This path where you're drawn into yourself, you feel cut off from your sense of light, of your sense of hope. You feel like you're about ready to just, you've turned off the waterworks. You're trying not to let your heart flow. You guys, that makes me sad. The sun is in here. I just saw the sun. So light is on its way. The Hierophant. Ooh, let's get into that some more. This is about relief. Like, I cannot say the words. I wanted to say religion and belief at the same time, and it sounded like relief. This is about religious beliefs. Some sort of knowledge that was passed on to you. The King of Cups reversed. About emotions and emotional control and what emotions really mean to you. Aww. What's interesting is we have the Seven of Pentacles. Somebody's really assessing things at this time. Here's what's really interesting. We begin and end with the Hierophant and the Four of Wands, which are both essentially marriage cards. Okay? They can point to the same thing, but they also can point to tradition and institutions in just very different ways. In the Five of Pentacles, this is something that has been handed down to you. Your values that have been handed down to you, but I don't feel like they're necessarily a reflection of your own feelings and beliefs, because this King of Cups, this is Scorpio energy, but it's reversed right now. Okay, it might be your beliefs about your emotions. Okay, this other maybe marriage card, right? But this is just about home, about something that's been established, is that this is something that you've earned, that you've worked towards, that you've celebrated. So I feel like this is, it has something to do with the way that you hold and carry and perceive your own emotions, Scorpio. But what you're trying to transition from is the sense of home and security and values that you were handed down towards one that you have built towards yourself. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, I'm out of water. I'm going to be right back. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get into our final John D. Oracle card here. This is the Oracle of the West, Archangel Gabriel. It's about love, relationships, and inspiration, okay? And this is Robert Flood, all right? He is an astrologer, and the astrologer is all about looking towards the future, okay? So, I'm very interested in what he's got to say. In matters of the heart, pardon me a second, guys. Okay, in matters of the heart, we may feel helpless to steer our lives in the direction we know is most appropriate. Similarly, when inspiration strikes, we can get so caught up in the fire of the moment that we give way too easily. Consider the paths that lead to order and harmony and to a balanced state of being. Don't be too exclusive or try to shine without contemplating what others have to offer. Remember, you are part of a greater whole and the universe does not ignore you. Gabriel asks, if you follow a solitary path, what are the causes of this? Okay. You guys, this whole reading has taken a new shape. All right. This is about... A lot of these readings have been like really focusing on what are you going to do with your life moving forward when it comes to work. You guys, this is still can be a work reading, but it's ultimately, this is a very Scorpio thing, okay? Scorpios really have a hard time opening up their emotions to others, especially once they've been hurt. And so what happens is they move forward on a solitary path. They say, you know what? This is just the best strategy for me at this time. Well, we live in a new world now, and I think that your heart and the situation around you are kind of asking you to reconsider your strategy, because I don't feel like you're kind of in a no-win situation if you're sticking to the old path. And here's the reason why. Just what this card is saying, it's brought us full circle. You're not able, here's what you're missing out on. The question is asking, why have you chosen a solitary path? The reason is you don't want to be hurt. Here's the consequence of that. There's this light shining inside you that nobody gets to reflect back to you. You don't get the joy of seeing the light in others or letting anybody else reflect back to you, see and reflect back on you your own beautiful light. Remember I said you guys got that inside of you. Everybody does. Okay? And Scorpios especially. So for some of you guys, you have chosen this solitary path as a way to avoid pain. But now, all of this current circumstances are really causing you to question whether that was the ideal path for you. All right? So what do you gain by being on this solitary path? If you follow the solitary path, what are the causes of this? All right? So what are the reasons why this Scorpio has decided to fly solo? You guys, I said the word solo and they're talking to me about Han Solo. All right? What had Han Solo gone through that made him so guarded? Because you know he eventually gives into his love for Leia. We know that doesn't work out the absolute best. Ooh, you guys, I understand. It's the loss of a wish. There was something that made you feel very, very happy and you had to walk away from it. You recently, or it walked away from you. Okay? So, who hurt Han Solo? Because that's how you guys are doing life right now. You're riding solo in certain areas of your life. It might be work, it might be love. Okay? You had something that made you feel magical, empowered, fantastic. Or maybe you had a partner who made you feel that way, or you felt that way about them. Okay? It was some wish fulfillment. You had it in your hands. Okay? And then somebody had to take some distance from that. And that's what's caused you to go into hermit mode. You may have taken some distance from it. You may have had an opportunity and you said, you know what? I just feel better on my own. I need to walk away from my own past because I can't walk forward into something new and carry it with me. All right? So for some of you guys, that's the opportunity of this situation. If you have something that's been presented to you recently, and you're like, maybe I should have taken that opportunity because now here I am solo dolo. And is that really what I want in life? Is that really going to fulfill me? Is that the best strategy moving forward for my own personal empowerment? So for some of you guys, the opportunity is still available to you if you're able to act. But for some of you, what you really need right now is to go within and really practice some discernment about your overarching strategy in life. Have you always just written this story of yourself as this hermit, as this person who's been hurt and they're never going to love again? And is it worth reconsidering that narrative at this point with everything that's going on in the world? Okay, we're going to end like I promised you guys, and check this out. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, and his eyes are tied with a red string of fate. So I really feel like this time has come to you to allow you to really tune into your compass, where it is that you've been and where you want to go, and how you can really begin to write a new story for yourself. Okay? The universe is giving you an opportunity to write a new story for yourself. And we have cups all over the place. So I really feel like it has to do with love. All right. So we're going to get what self-care oracle card can we offer to our Scorpios right now? How can they focus on self-care in this moment, please? Friendship. You guys, it's about not choosing to be alone. Call a friend. Stop it. What did I say about you not being able to see the light in yourself because you've chosen to keep your mirror blocked off, right? You're not connecting with others. Look at this. When you are mirrored with love, you see yourself clearly. This is your heart chakra, and this is you opening it up to somebody and just really being able to share love with them. Reflect that light back to them, but also allow somebody to see the light within you. And that is really ultimately moving forward, going to enable you to see your best self moving forward. You have free will, Scorpios. It is all up to you. But I really feel like this is what your heart is calling to you, saying at this time. So I highly recommend that you listen. All right. I love you all so much. I hope this has helped. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay hopeful. Hit me up at the information below. If you're interested in a personal reading, I've got 25% off through the end of March. And keep an eye out, that might be extended as well. Okay, so take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves. All right, hang in there. Know that we are all in this together, whether you like it or not. You stubborn Scorpios, I love you. Take care.